everybody, welcome back to the channel. Obviously I've got Scarface, he's all wrapped up in my shirt, and my little guy is just fired up. He shed just a few days ago, and gosh, look at this handsome dude. Scarface is 2 years old, so he's quickly approaching the 3-year mark. And this is a mainland reticulated python produced by Chris McVicar. This guy is beautiful. His personality, I have worked with this little guy since day one. And from what he was when I first got him to what he is today is just night and day. Not that he ever had a bad attitude, but if you look at his face, he's my little derp. He was born with his umbilical cord wrapped around his head. Now, if I can get him to, you can see this side of his head and it's really nice, but the other side, and a lot of people will ask me, what happened to his face? Well, that's what happened. He was born with his umbilical cord wrapped around his head, and as a result, he has a cleft lip, and he also has, his head is a little bit sunken in. In my opinion, I believe his vision's impaired. So when I first got him, we really had to work together. We had to think outside the box. There was a lot of different things that I tried with Scarface that were different from the rest of my reticulated pythons. It was more of a get him thinking, because he was in a lot of fear when I got him. He wasn't striking, biting, but he was just absolutely reserved. He would sit there on my hand and curl up in a ball and just look at me, little short tongue flicks. And what I did with him was just made him go through my hands. Every chance I got, I would give him a target to focus on that he would want to go to, and then just keep going further and further apart, back from that target, so that he would keep reaching, but he wouldn't be able to get to it. But what it did was it kept that hands-on-hand contact with him, and it really got us trusting each other. There was a lot of variables that took place. It took a little bit of time. And again, I have had this boy since he was 7 months old. He's just a beautiful, beautiful guy. Look at this guy. Look at the coloring on him. He's one of my favorites. I love you, big guy. He is just absolutely one of my favorites. He's got such a great personality today. And I believe it's because of all the work that we've done together. This animal right here has learned how to trust me. And in turn, I've learned how to trust him. I trust this guy with everything that I am. Now, there are some different variables with this animal, and that is that because of the cleft lip, I keep forgetting it's the other side, but because of the cleft lip, he has teeth that stick out the side of his mouth. So it becomes a little bit tricky to let people hold him, because if he rubs the wrong way, he'll rub those teeth right across you, and he doesn't intend to hurt you. He's not thinking about it. It's just what happens, and they can catch you off guard. And next thing you know, you've been cut, or it's just a startling thing. Here you go. Here is a 2-year-old male reticulated python. He is a platinum sunfire pied. He gets fed every 2 weeks, and this little guy here is eating 1-pound rats. I gave him some quail, and I don't really like feeding him the bird products. It makes his poop all messed up. So I do stick with the rodents, but he is such a good guy, and I love him so, so much. Scarface, again, I believe I said this, he was produced by Chris McVicar. I do have a couple of Chris's animals in my collection, as you guys well know, but this is definitely one of them that Chris had trusted me with. He did not want this animal being bred, and knowing that I do not breed, he made sure that I took him in and that he would get the best life possible, so that I can only hope that Scarface is definitely getting that. One of the things I'm going to end this video with is a lot of times I hear people talk about pied reticulated pythons being like unruly and just very difficult to work with. I don't know if that's true. What I know is that this guy has been in constant work with me since I've had him. He's never been, there he goes, he got his tooth stuck on me. He's never been difficult to work with. I've had to break down some barriers with him, and that when he was a baby. And obviously, you know, he was a baby, I'm a big guy, he's a little snake, and there were some trust issues. We worked through those trust issues, and I can literally get this guy out without a hook. Not that I do it all the time, but that is the work, that's the trust, that's the respect that we have with each other. And I have no problems with this guy. And every once in a while, I'll see a video pop up and they talk about how pieds are just a little bit on the defensive side. Not my experience. This guy right here has been wonderful, wonderful to work with. Even with his quote unquote defects, I have found ways to work around the defects, gain his trust, and at the end of the day, have an extremely beautiful animal. So you guys, thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one.